Hey, my name is Crispina French, and I'm a textile upcycling artist, activist, entrepreneur, and information conduit. I wanted to start by just saying thank you so much for all of the beautiful messages I received this past week. Since last week's video, I was feeling so vulnerable and just distraught about the realization that my business is on such shaky ground right now. I hosted the second annual Rags to Riches Textile Upcycling Summit back in May and did not have the financial success with that event that I had imagined and planned on. So I spent this past week really assessing, why do I do what I do? And why do I keep coming back to this? Like, textile upcycling has been my life's path, my passion since 1987 when I was a college kid and got started. And after really thinking a lot about that and thinking about, when people ask me why I do what I do, I say, oh, because I want to change the way people consume textiles. Well, that sounds really cool. But really, why I do what I do is so I can make a living doing something that I really love. So, that was a really helpful thing to acknowledge this past week and ponder the ways in which I can make my business a little different and change the income stream that I'm experiencing to kind of build some health and some stability back into my business. So, um, I looked over all my expenses. I looked over, am I spending money in places where I could spend it better elsewhere? How can I reduce my overheads? And how can I, um, what's the number? What's that like drop dead number that I need to have stability and financial well-being in my business? So I did that. I'm feeling really solid about the numbers that I have. I broke those right down to my daily sales volume or income volume that I need to create. And I'm looking forward to, just being sure to hit those numbers, knowing that when they're hit, things are cool. And when I'm not hitting those numbers, what am I going to do differently? What am I going to cut that's going to enable me to continue on without, um, distress? So, um, that's what I've been really focusing on. The other thing, there's two things I realized this week. One is that this is, I've got the number that I need to hit. And the other thing I realized is that I actually am not running a textile upcycling business. I'm actually running that information conduit type of business, right? My mastermind, well, no, not my mastermind, my summit and my podcast are both, and actually Stitcherhood as well, are really all about sharing information, not actually upcycling textiles. And I love to make things, and physically upcycling textiles with my hands, selling product is how I built my business. And I feel like it's kind of something that I can lean right into and enjoy and um, bring stability back to my business. So I'm really excited to let you know that I have a shop drop scheduled for the 13th, I believe. Yeah, it's the 13th, and it's in the evening. Um, I have an events calendar that I've been building on my website that I will be releasing in the next couple of days. So you'll find it there. And I don't remember what time it is. It's in the evening for me in Eastern Standard Time. Um, I'm working on a whole bunch of summer blankets, so that should be cool. Um, so yeah, this coming up week, I plan to spend time working on identifying the streams of revenue that I have coming into my business and just looking at what I can reliably imagine coming from each one of those streams of revenue that's going to allow me to hit those goals that I set forth this past week. So, you know, if you're wondering what I mean by streams of revenue, for me, it's like I sell product, I sell things that are not things that I made. So my own product, and then I sell like tools, scissors, sweater rakes, things like that. Then I also have my membership. So Stitcherhood has, different, there's a kind of baseline membership, and then there's add-ons that I also sell. And then I have my podcast and the sponsorships that I sell for my podcast. So those are kind of like the three streams of revenue that come to mind immediately for my business. And this is a really good example of Oh, and also, well, the summit is a stream. It could be a stream of revenue. It hasn't been so far, but it will be in the future. So just a really good example of how it's really important to carry several streams of revenue in your business to be sure you're not putting all your eggs in one basket and not being able to lean into all alternative income when you need to. So no matter where you're catching this video, whether you're watching this on your email that I sent you and you're on my email list, or maybe you're catching this on YouTube or on my blog, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to just get a comment like, is this information helpful? Do you have any specific questions? Just let me know. Let me know how you're doing and share it, rate, review, whatever. Like the more interaction that you guys can help me with, the more people see my stuff. So I appreciate any time that you have to give there. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you soon.